Hi, we're going to start working in chapter 7 of the book that I use for this class, doing the tutorials. The first one is using an array to hold a list of random lottery numbers. So we already have the interface created for us on this one, and application form is shown. We'll see that in a little bit. When the generate numbers button is clicked, the application will generate 5 two-digit integer numbers and store them in an array. The contents of the array will then be displayed in label controls. So let's go ahead and open this up. Open a project, and this is going to be named lottery numbers. I'm going to switch to my chapter 7. And get rid of this, and there we have this. There's the labels where we're going to put the numbers after we get these generated. And click on the generate numbers button here. And we'll start putting the code in here. So what we're going to put in here is we're going to have a constant, which I don't like putting in there, like I said before. So we're going to put the constant up here. Actually, do the right keys here. Private constant. Generate button. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. Where am I? Constant. Sorry, it's a constant. Int size to be equal to 5. So that's to use for the array in there. So then inside here, we're going to do a variable lottery numbers is going to be equal to a new int of size. Okay. So use the VAR on here because it's not one of the primitive types, int, decimal, or whatever. The int goes over here with the new for the size of the array. So lottery numbers is going to be the name of the array. And then we need a random, so we're going to do a VAR rand equals new random. And then we're going to do a for loop. For int index equals 0. Index less than lottery numbers. Dot length. Index plus plus. So then here we're just going to do a bunch of stuff. Well, we're just going to do one thing in the for loop. Lottery numbers sub index is going to be equal to rand.next. They'd put size in there, which we're not going to do. We're going to do 100. Okay, that's the IntelliSense trying to figure out what we want to do, and it doesn't know, so it just guesses. Okay, so we need to put these into the different labels. So first label.text is going to be equal to lottery numbers sub 0 dot toString. Second label dot text is going to be equal to lottery numbers sub 1 dot toString. Third label dot text is going to be equal to lottery numbers sub 2 dot toString. Fourth, and then our fifth. Okay, so we got all those in there. That's everything that we need on that. We'll go ahead and get our exit button. Type it would help. There we go. Okay, so let's test this out and see what happens. So I generate numbers and we get 2, 38, 48, 67, and 51. And click on generate again and we get different numbers, 15, 16, 19, 70, and 96. Click on it again, we get 96, 37, 18, 25, and 71. So if you had learned about a sorting technique, which we haven't done any of that yet, and I don't think we're going to get to that in this class. We don't have enough time to do that, but that would be great to be able to sort these into numeric order, so it makes it easier to figure out whether you won the lottery or not. So anyway, hope this helped you out on starting off with arrays. We're going to do another one of these, and this one is called processing an array. So we're going to complete the application. The application displays the test scores as well as the highest score, the lowest score, and the average score. So this is 5 test scores that's read from a file. Okay, so we're going to get that. We're going to read the data in. Got a list box there that's going to display the test scores, and then the highest, lowest, and average are going to be displayed. So let's go ahead and open up this project. So this is going to be test average. And there's the interface on there for you. Close off the box there. So this is where the test scores will go, and then the values over here in the labels. So we'll go ahead and get into get scores. And we're going to have at least one method here. I didn't look through it to see if we got more than that, but have a private double. So we're going to pass back a value, average, and then here we're going to have an int, and then bracket and bracket because this is going to be an array that we're passing in. We're going to call it iArray inside here. Okay. Oops, I got double misspelled here, so let's get that fixed. Double. Still don't have it right yet. Okay. There we go. Double average. Average will be underlined until we get the return statement in here. So we have an int, which is going to be our total. It's going to be equal to 0 to start off with. Then we're going to have a double, which is going to be our average. Okay, remember what I said about that? Those are underlined in green because we haven't used them in the code yet. This is grayed out, or kind of like, if you want to call it that, because we haven't called it yet in the program, so it doesn't think it's been used, which it hasn't yet. We do a for loop now for int index equals 0, index less than the I array dot length, and then index plus plus. Okay, so this is going to be total plus equals, I array sub index. And that's all we're doing in the for loop. So once we get that taken care of, then average is going to be equal to double total divided by iArray.length. And then we return average. Okay. Okay, now we need to find the highest value. We need that also. Private int highest. We have our array being passed in. We call it iArray again. So in this one, we're going to have an int highest equals iArray. And we're going to give it the value that's stored in position 0. Then we'll do a for loop for int index equals 0, index less, oops, the wrong value in there, or letter, index less than iArray dot length, index plus plus. So in here what we're going to do is a little if statement. If iArray sub index is greater than highest, then highest equals iArray index. And that's all there is to it. So once we get the for loop done, which we just got finished with, oops. Oh, again, wrong place. We drop down one more, there we go. Then we're going to return highest. Then we need to find the lowest. I don't know what's going on here. I got in the wrong place there. Okay. I'm going to scroll down here so we can see this better. So we have private int lowest, and then int bracket bracket iArray int lowest equals iArray 0 for int index equals, oh yeah, sorry, this should be up here 1 and not 0 because we've already used the 0 position. It wouldn't make any difference, it would still work, but just to make it so so it's consistent. So int I index equals 1, index less than iArray dot length, index plus plus, parentheses out there that I don't want. So if statement, for loop if iArray sub index is less than lowest, then lowest equals iArray index. Is the if statement. It also ends the for loop, so then we return lowest. Okay. So that takes care of all of the extra ones that we're putting in there. So we can do the click event handler. Do a try catch on this. I'm going to leave this in here even though I don't like doing this. So we have a constant size is equal to 5, int, bracket, end bracket, scores equals new, int, size, int, index equals 0, int, lowest score, int, highest score, double average score, and stream reader input file. So then input file equals file dot open text, which is down here, and this is going to be testscores.txt. So while not input file dot end of stream, we'll process this. Scores index is equal to int dot parse input file dot readline. Whoops. Put my semicolon there. And then index plus plus. Okay, that ends the while loop. So we can close the file. Input file dot close. Oh, I did index instead of input file. Input file dot close. And then we need to go down and we're going to do another. Back up here. We're going to do a for each on this one to process all this. For each int value in scores. Test scores list, whoops, did the wrong one there. Let's do this again. Test scores list box. There we go. Dot items dot add value. You got scores misspelled up here. Extra S in there. There we go. I like to try to fix those as I go along if I see something wrong with those. Okay. So that's all that's in the for each on there. So what we're going to do is set highest scores. It's going to be equal to high. Oops. Highest, passing in scores. Lowest score is going to be equal to lowest, passing in scores. And then average where is it? Average score label. There we go. Dot tech. Usually automatically on that, but this one wasn't. Dot text equals average score dot toString N1. Oh, I'm off some lines. Sorry. Highest score equals highest score. Lowest score equals lowest score. Then we need to do average score equals average passing in scores. Okay, then we can calculate out. Then we can take the average and pass it in there. Okay, so that's the end of the try. Our catch, exception dot space ex, message box dot show, ex dot message. Okay, that should take care of all of that. So let's go ahead and do our exit button real quick here. And run this and see what happens. So we get, there's all our test scores. Oops, these didn't get put in there. I must have missed those, and I do that every once in a while. Exit out of this first. Okay. Yep. So I did the average there. I needed to do high score label dot text equals high score dot toString, and then low score label dot text equals low score dot toString. Okay, helps if you put all the output statements in. Yeah, again, there's all these. You can see the high score was 100, the low score is 65, average comes out to be 82.6. Okay. So hopefully this helped you out on array sum. And then we'll have a couple more videos coming up for the rest of the chapter. So bye.